29 minutes now before the top of the hour. UN scientists raising the alarm on climate change in a 3,000-page report calling global warming, quote, a code red for humanity. And the media jumping on board, warning to get scared, proclaiming the report revealed alarming findings. But before you start to worry about the end of the world, our next guest is here with a reality check, the publisher of ClimateDepot.com, Marc Morano. Marc, what was your takeaway?
My takeaway, this is what the UN does every 3 to 5 years. And it's essentially, you don't have to trust the science. They're asking you to trust scientific institutions. And this is a political lobbying arm of the United Nations that pretends to be a science panel. They were started in 1988. Their goal is to scare everyone, to convince you into, quote, climate action. Al Gore has said these reports are, quote, torqued up. How else do you get the attention of policymakers? One of the lead authors of this report actually says he hopes it impacts the way people vote. And this is a guy in charge of one of the authors who's a climate risk specialist who actually potentially financially benefits off the report. So this is a report using a climate scare to get people to support UN treaties, Green New Deals. So right off the bat, you have to be suspect of what it claims.
And Al Gore, of course, made zillions of dollars off climate change and his global warming. Yes. And he also, most of the stuff that he predicted, none of it has come true so far. Let's look at some of the highlights of the report. Blaming humans for the rising temperatures. Sure. They say it's all about the combustion engine. Concludes will surpass 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold, which the Paris Climate Agreement is trying to limit earlier, and warns the ice melt and sea level rises are accelerating, predicts extreme weather will get worse. Out of those, when people see the floods, when they see what happened in Europe, when they see that outside what's happening outside President Obama's place in Narragansett, Martha's Vineyard, when they see erosion, they think climate change. Do you?
No, and here's why. Even the UN has to admit, you saw some of the key words you had up on the screen there, Brian, where will do this. They have a projection. So when current reality fails to alarm, they make scary predictions of the future. For instance, they claim in the data now that the heat waves have increased and extreme precipitation. Well, but on the flip side, they claim that global floods are not increasing, droughts are not increasing, hurricanes are not increasing, tornadoes are not increasing. So currently, the bulk of what they're claiming is not increasing. So they project it into the future. And interestingly enough, they claim that CO2 is at millions of years high and that the temperatures are unprecedented. The medieval and Roman warming period of about, medieval warming period of about 1200 and the Roman warming period of about 0 had as warmer temperatures. 90% of the Earth's geologic history has had higher CO2 levels and higher temperatures than current. In other words, 90% of Earth's history was too warm to have ice at either pole. So what they're doing here is trying to act as though humanity is unprecedented. There are Nobel Prize-winning scientists, former UN scientists, who've turned against this report and against this whole process because they've politicized it. They've turned science into lobbying, and there's nothing to alarm the American public. In fact, the climate death rate over 100 years has declined 95+%. In other words, our fossil fuel use has protected us. It's taken an unsafe climate and made it safe, and the UN claims we need to make ourselves poorer to make us handle a climate better.
And we're about to take our economy and destroy it because, according to Chuck Schumer, by taking the $3.5 trillion, we're about to get shoved down our throats without any bipartisan support. Climate change, we'll have climate change to save our planet and will affect global warming. So if we can pass everything in $3.5 trillion, the Earth will be a better place, according to Democrats. Marc?
Yeah,
unfortunately, we have to leave it there.
They're literally saying, pay up or the climate will get you. That's the message. That's what they're claiming. Pay up or if you don't pay up, we can't protect you from the climate.
Exactly, although we're out of money, but let's not get bogged down in that. Marc, thank you.
Exactly.